Yeah, stuff. 1, 2, stuff. Check. I don't know, this is alright. Yeah. Okay, trying this one out. Welcome to the Sanity, Trance again. If I sound different, this particular episode, you're hearing the sound of the room behind me. I've got a microphone set up kind of against a wall, maybe like arm's length, like a shoulder's length. An arm's length away from the wall, but I'm still facing the wall. So it's almost like if I sound slightly airier, you're hearing the sound of the room behind me as my vocals hit the microphone and then hit the wall behind the microphone, reflect, and that's happening on like millisecond scale or whatever, but like you're still hearing it if it sounds a little roomier, you know? So just for research purposes, and I'm recording ridiculous experiments over here trying to reinvent the wheel, or at least understand it. But not today. Today I want to wig out on attitude. I don't have much to say on this because it's not the deepest subject of all time, but it kind of can be one of the most powerful weapons, kind of like one of the most powerful and useful tools, really. It's like the hammer of mentality, you know? One of those super basic ones. But yeah, it seems like it's just a simple idea, you know? Whatever you decide at the end of your mental flow is kind of embodying a state about your mental flow from within your mental flow as an essence. And if you give an essence some time, it becomes a state of being, you know. And it takes a minute to let something be, but it's not so simple as just letting it all go or whatever, as much as it is just understanding how essence works, and whatever you feed is going to end up being much more dominant in your mind space. So I love a good attitude. I love one that can just put up with just about anything. But what an attitude actually is an evolved version of a belief. You know, it's not that we're having to go change beliefs. That's actually quite simple to do on a level of data. You know, you can just straight up look at some numbers, and what you believe about something can easily get decimated. But it may or may not affect your attitude, because an attitude is kind of a summation of what you feel about what's there to be believed, you know, and everybody kind of reaches their own conclusions, and it's almost like a buffet of, I'll take a little bit of this with a little bit of that, not too much of this concept, or, you know, and you could insert any of these moral goals if you'd like, or fill in the blanks however you wish, but it's just pretty much that. That's, if you could put up with whatever or not, it's because your attitude. And you can have a strong one, a weak one, a courageous one, a brave one. You can make up whatever you want to do, you know. I mean, like brave and courageous aren't exactly the same thing. I don't know. But regardless, I just figured that was worth saying, man, because it's like you think it's one of these simple things that's just worth skimming over, but at the same time, if you know you're about to have to do work with some certain client, and it's just going to be a total trash day, and you know it, and you know we're all going to walk out of there probably not getting paid and probably not making something amazing, you know? And how do you deal with these days? And personally, I just take a servant attitude. I think I'm so stoked to be here at all, being able to practice. And I love that word, practice, man, because that's all we're all doing. It's like, if you think about even doctors getting their degrees just to practice the rest of their lives, that means the rest of us are practicing too. And if this is mostly a communication sport here, I want to make sure whatever message is trying to be conveyed is conveyed efficiently and effectively and, exceptionally if I can help it. But usually I don't have to try to reach that. It seems like every time I really aim and work hard and try hard for exceptional performances and stuff, I actually do worse, Whereas a lot of, if I just go with the flow and let myself be and not tell myself, and just understand that what I have is enough, and not a drop too much or too little. And taking the attitude of it's all going to be all right. And this is exactly where I am supposed to be. And I, to myself, at this moment in time, seem to be honestly conveyed as much as possible, just because in that moment I'll play better if I know it's okay to be me. I'm the one that has to play. I can't pretend to be somebody else and try to get all those licks. I mean, you can take it pretty far, but you'll always sound like you at the end of the day. And that's something to be proud of. You can actually lean on that. It is the next step. Even if you don't like what you're leaning against, you still need something to start from. If you had no sense of perspective, then you'd be incredibly impatient for how much you've already lived and gotten to experience. So, I mean, it's just a matter of just taking another look at it and perhaps refreshing your attitude, Maybe everything has been happening to you in a certain way, shape, or form specifically so you could develop a more invincible one, or just a more, maybe invincible isn't even the word so much as like hungry, and you're willing to take every experience as an experience. Now, if you can hear the room right now, my little dog just started eating, so that's pretty funny. Just to be all talking about hungry and then just anyway, that's probably a good sign. Plus, I don't know if I have enough footage of what I caught the other day, so we'll see if this all works. Anyway, much love, y'all. Try to keep it real. Try to keep it cool with yourself, first of all. And then spread that harmony. Peace, y'all.